Hi, my name is Ashley Gorman, and this is my lesson plan for Lucy Elements. So, my grade I chose first graders again. For the number of minutes, I put about 15-20 minutes for the lesson. Our teacher objective was ask and answer questions about key details in text. I chose this one in the class I'm helping with right now, co-teaching, observing in right now. They're learning about key details, so I decided to choose that one. For review, I put the teacher will review what key details are in a story. The teacher will then show the students the dot. The dot is the book I chose to do. So aiding materials, the dot is the only thing I have is for the book. For assessment or response, you're going to ask those questions to your students and get your students to answer questions. In group size, you can do whole class. For our review, I put the purpose and importance is to prepare students to understand stories. So for students to understand the key detail, they will understand the story and be able to tell you what's going on in the story. For past, I put yesterday we learned about the setting and themes in the story, because I feel like those are also important things that students need to learn about in stories. For today, we will learn about key details in the story. For the future, tomorrow we will describe the main characters of the story. Characters is another thing, and just describe not even what they're wearing, but their male, female, their emotions, just key details about them, what makes them that character. For that, the only materials I have also would be the book, the dot. The assessment would be oral response again. You're going to want to ask questions to your students, have them answer, and the group size would be the whole class. For motivation, I put teacher will read the story, the dot to the class. Then we'll ask questions about the story. Some questions you can ask about it are what is happening in the story. Every couple pages, if you want to, be like, hey, what's going on, what's happening, how are the characters interacting. And then after the story's done, you can ask what is the key detail or main purpose of the story. Once again, you'll have the book as your material, listening and oral response as your assessment, and whole class. One thing I would like to do before reading is this. So for one of my activities, I did this where it says predict and found. Sorry that the air is just blowing this paper everywhere. If you didn't want to print out the piece of paper, I noticed in the class that, like I said, I'm helping with, they love to write on their desk. You can get an Excel marker and have them just write on the desk. So before you read it, be like, what do you think the story's about? Let them predict what the story's about. What do they say about the main character? And different things like that. You can ask them to write that down on a piece of paper, their desk, however you'd like to do it. And then from there, I would personally like to read the story and then finish the rest of that activity. So I'll go ahead and get my story up. I had to get it on my computer, so I'm just trying to pull it up real quick. So once again, it's called The Dot. Sorry, it's taking a while for me to get this done. So the first page it says, art class was over, but Varshte sat glued to her chair. A lot of people, when I've read the internet researches on the book, said the child's name different times, different ways, but that's how I feel like it should have been said. Her paper was empty. So in the picture it shows her backwards in her chair. She looks pretty mad. She's in art class, or you could tell she's in class. You don't get to know till later that she's in art class. Her paper is empty. There's pencils around. Varshti's teacher leaned over her blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Varshti. I just can't draw. So there you see teacher with a bunch of curly hair looking over a big desk with a blank piece of paper. And once again, Varshti is just very mad. You can see depression on her face, and she's just looking at the paper angrily. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Varshti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. There. So once again, the teacher just kind of has a blank expression. She's looking over the paper, and then now everything's used as in black and white, but the round setting of Varshti is now red. So that indicates that she's very angry. She's still very mad that she cannot draw. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper forward. Varsity quietly said, "Now sign it." So now the teacher is just looking at the piece of paper with the one dot, and she's wanting Varsity to sign it, sign her name on it. Varsity thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but maybe I can sign my name. So now you see her still in black and white. She's signing a name on a piece of paper, and the wall around her is now orange. So she's calming down a little bit, or that's what I indicate from it. The next week, when Varsity walked into art class, so now it's telling you it is an art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above the teacher's desk. It was the little dot she has drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. So now you can see that her dot, you see a desk, which you're assuming a teacher's desk, you see a dot and there's orange around it. Not even the gold frame, there's still like an orangey yellow aura around the dot. So again, that's the only color you see in those pictures. I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used watercolor set and went to work. So now she still looks a little mad, but she has a green-blue aura around her, so maybe that's a hint of jealousy. And then it shows her color paint and a bunch of pieces of paper. Varsity painted and painted a yellow dot, a green dot, a red dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the red discovered that she could make a purple dot. Varsity kept experiments, lots of little dots in many colors. So in the first one, you could see that she's orangey, green maybe. She's starting to calm down again. She's black and white, and you could see the different color dots she's actually painting. And next one is actually like a purpley blue. She seems happy, and you can also see all the dots she's already painted on her board. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Varsity splashed her colors with bigger brushes on bigger paper, with even bigger dots. Varsity even made a dot by not painting a dot. So what it means by that, so in the first picture you see her on a very big piece of paper that's white. It's a blue-green aurora again. She seems very happy and content, and she's painting a really big dot in the center of her white paper. On the next page, where it says by not painting a dot, she has blue color and then an empty white circle as a dot around it. That way she still made a dot by having colors around it. After school art show a few weeks later, Varsity's many dots made quite a splash. Varsity noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really good artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Varsity. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler," which sounds about like me. So in this picture, the two kids are in black and white and they're talking. You see her colorful dots in the background, and there's an orange-yellow aurora between them. Varsity smiled. She handed the boy a blank piece of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. So it shows a little boy in black and white. You see him going after it on a piece of paper, and it's purple, blue, and green background in a circle. Varsity started the boy's striggle, and then she said, which just shows her looking at the boy's art, "Please, sign it." And then it's a beautiful mixture of colors. It looks like it's orange, yellow, purple, pink, and it's just the two characters again beside each other, and they're in black and gray. And then it shows the ending again, the dot. So once you got finished reading that to your teachers, I feel like you could do the activity, because I have that as my first activity. So if they already filled out the very first part, sorry, fell on the floor. You'd have them put, "I found." What did they find about it? Did they find that she could draw? They found that she likes dots? You found that she became a happy student? Did you find that she actually helped somebody else with art? That she could do art? There's many things I feel like they could do. You could just ask them questions to get them started about what they found out in the story.